Hello and welcome to the Monash College Virtual Classroom Demonstration. I'm Duncan Perrin, the English Programme Manager at the college. I'm really pleased you're able to join us today to get a first-hand look at how the virtual classroom operates. While international borders remain closed, providing a high-quality education for all of our students remains our priority. And we are delivering this through a blended online virtual classroom and face-to-face pathway programs. It's our commitment to provide new students starting their studies with us offshore with the opportunity of a guaranteed pathway into Monash University without slowing down their education journey. Our English courses are designed to help students get into Monash College and Monash University. From day one, students will experience the Monash style of learning, giving them an advantage when they start their studies for their Monash degree. Our online environment is built on the same approach we use in our face-to-face classes. That's the same teachers, the same curriculum, and the same support. In fact, we've actually strengthened our support model so that students receive tailored individual support from experienced teachers who can help them with specific concerns. We also have learning skills advisors, we have counsellors, we have student engagement specialists. They're all dedicated to supporting and encouraging our students. In today's virtual classroom taster session, one of our English teachers, Mark Rooney, will be taking you through an introduction to speaking skills. And you'll be hearing from a student, Genevieve, as she shares her experiences in the virtual classroom. We'll also talk about the support services available to students to make sure you have the best possible experience with the college. Our team has one goal in mind. That's to give you a fantastic learning experience that sets you up for your undergraduate studies. So I'm going to hand it over to Mark, and I look forward to you joining us in the Monash College virtual classroom and then face-to-face on campus once the restrictions are lifted. Take it away, Mark.
Thank you very much. Okay, Duncan, thank you. And hello, everybody, and welcome to the taster session. As Duncan said, my name is Mark, and I'm a teacher here in Melbourne and at Monash. So I'm just going to share my screen now and start the taster session. So my goal today is to give you an idea of what it's like to learn online, but also to give you an idea of what we teach in the Monash courses, and specifically in the English course. And the thing I'm going to focus on today is discussion skills. And the reason I want to talk about discussion skills is because they're very important, obviously. The ability to have discussions in English will allow you as students to learn from others, but it will also allow you to teach others the things you know. It's the best way to connect with people. And maybe most importantly, discussion skills are what enable you to meet new people, make friends, and maintain relationships. That's why I tell my students that discussion skills are the most human skill, in some ways the most important skill you can learn. However, we get feedback from the university that international students often struggle with their discussion skills. They don't always perform really well in classroom discussions, tutorial discussions, or even social interactions and opportunities to make friends. And that's pretty sad. So we have to ask the question, why is that? Why are students, international students, having problems having discussions? Well, I think part of the problem is that you haven't been taught how to have authentic or real discussions in your lives or in classrooms. And to illustrate this point, I'm going to show you a typical discussion that you might see in a language classroom or in a language test. Now, I want to be clear, this is not a good example of a discussion. It's typical, but it's not a good example. So when I'm reading this out, remember, this is not what we teach you to do at Monash. This is what we teach you not to do at Monash. Now I'm going to get some help from one of our students. Genevieve is going to help me with the performance. Are you ready, Genevieve?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be Billy, you be Taylor.
Okay.
So, shall I start the discussion?
Yes.
We need to discuss whether young people should be allowed to use social media. In my opinion, I think people should not be able to use social media because social media has negative things. It can be dangerous for young people. What do you think?
I disagree with this statement because I think young people can use social media to keep in contact with their family and friends. In addition, they can make new friends with other people. Social media can increase their friendship groups and help them make more social connections. How about you?
Yes, I see what you mean. However, using social media can be dangerous because young people might share their personal information, such as their name, address, or phone number. Consequently, criminals may find this information and use it to commit crimes. I think this is a danger with social media. What do you think?
I see your point. Nonetheless, I think social media can give teenagers a chance to learn about the world. They can discover who is trustworthy and who is dishonest. With the development of technology, people need to be aware of dangers and risks in the world. Social media provide this opportunity.
Okay. Now, I think for many of you, that will be familiar that you have seen these types of discussions in English course books or in English tests. And that's a problem. What's wrong with this discussion? Why do I think this is a bad example of a discussion? Well, first of all, nobody speaks like this. This is not how people have discussions in English. It's totally fake. It sounds like a robot or a machine talking to another robot or another machine. It is not what people do. And there's some reasons why I can tell that. The turns are too long. So turns are I speak, you speak, I speak, you speak. These turns are way too long. People don't speak for this long before letting the other people speak. Not in English and probably not in your language either. The grammar is too complex. The sentences are too perfect and they have too many complex layers. The vocabulary is too formal. People don't say these words in discussions. Overall, I think this is written English pretending to be spoken English, or fake English pretending to be real English. Perhaps the biggest problem is, therefore, if it's written English pretending to be spoken English, it's too hard. It's too hard for a speaker to create English like this live, quickly. That's why we don't do this. It's too hard, because if you were to write this, you would have time to write it, think about it, and write the sentences. People don't speak like this because it's too hard to speak like this. It's also very unnatural. It's fake. It doesn't seem real to others. It reminds me, years ago, I had a student, a Korean student actually, and at the end of the course, he passed his tests and he was moving on to his next plan. And I said, congratulations, you've passed the course. What are you going to do now? And then he took a moment and he said, thank you for your question, Mark. After this course, I have three main plans. First, I plan to travel around Australia and see all the beautiful sights that this country has. After that, I would like to visit the south of the country where I have some friends and I will spend some time with them. Finally, I would like to take the opportunity to practice my English with different people around the country. So that is how I will plan the next few months of my time in Australia. How about you, Mark? What are your plans? And as the student was talking to me, I could feel my little heart dying inside of me because I did that. I turned him into a student who speaks like a robot. He wasn't going to make any friends. Nobody was going to hang out with him. They were going to think he was a strange person because I taught him how to speak in an unrealistic way. So now I teach my students how to speak in an authentic or realistic way. So what does authentic or real discussion look like? Again, we'll have another example of an authentic or a real discussion. Again, Genevieve's going to help me. Again, I'll be Billy and she'll be Taylor. You ready, Genevieve?
Yeah.
Okay. So shall I start the discussion?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Right. So we need to say if young people should be allowed to use social media.
Yeah,
I guess, well, I think no, because social media is kind of dangerous.
What do you mean?
Well, look at Facebook and Instagram and things like that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, these things can be really,
Toxic.
yeah,
They give a bad example, you know.
exactly. Like if you're looking online all day and you see, you know, all these beautiful people and they look beautiful and
It's so Photoshop. You need to be on your toes.
you're right.
Fake profiles and all that kind of thing.
And the thing is, I think it's really bad for young people because they see these like perfect people and they feel pressure to be, you know, like them, skinnier and taller, and it's not right.
Sure, that's fair enough. But I also think there are positives to social media.
Yeah.
Like it's really good, like connecting people.
Uh-huh.
So like every day I can talk to my family back home and I can talk to them and keep in touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good. You can, and it's a part of life now. Okay. That's what real discussions actually sound like. When you go to university, when you meet native speakers, that's how they do it. And there are specific things that happen in authentic discussions. As you can see, there are these short turns. People don't speak for a long time. It's like a quick tennis game. There's lots of incomplete sentences. There were lots of times when me and Genevieve didn't finish a sentence. Lots of ... There's overlapping speech where two people speak at the same time. It's highly interactive. We finish each other's sentences. We respond totally to what the other person says all the time. The language is much less formal and the grammar is way less complex. In fact, there's some vocabulary in here that's very specific to discussions, and I want to have a closer look at those 4 aspects of vocabulary that are specific to a discussion like this. They're vague language, which are the blue ones, fillers, which are the red, discourse markers, green, and fixed expressions, which are the yellow or gold ones. So vague language, vague means imprecise, not exact. So vocabulary like stuff, things, that kind of thing, this sort of thing, things like that. All of that is vague language. Now we use vague language in speaking, not because we want to, but because we have to. It gives us time to use an imprecise word, an unexact word, so we don't have to think of the exact word. So vague language is not just cool, it's necessary for an authentic speaking conversation. It gives you thinking time. The same with fillers. So English has many fillers. Like, you know, so, right, well, and many, many more. Now, your language has totally different fillers, but they do the same thing. Fillers are basically say, wait, I'm thinking about what to say. They buy you time. They say, I'm not finished speaking. Wait, I'm searching for the right word. It's a sign that people need time to speak, and they therefore can't speak in perfect grammatical sentence. Discourse markers are expressions such as mind you, I mean, you know, and they have a function. Those functions can be for contrasting, for clarifying, for agreeing, for stressing a point. Now, the discourse markers we use in discussions are totally different than the discourse markers you use in written texts. For example, we don't say however or nonetheless in spoken English. Very rarely do we use those in a discussion. We would use the ones you see here. And then we have fixed expressions. Fixed expressions are expressions that have a ready meaning. They already have a meaning packed inside them. So we have go ahead, the thing is, it's not right, on your toes. Again, the ones I've listed here are very common to spoken English. You would rarely write these in a letter or anything like that. There's things that you see in speaking. So vague language fillers, discourse markers, fixed expressions, they're really common in spoken English. In fact, if you analyze this, it's almost 50% of discussions is compromised by these 4 areas, but students don't know them. Students go into discussions and they do not have the ability to use these 4 areas of discourse. And as a result, they struggle in discussions. They're trying to create perfect grammatical sentences and they fail, and then they lose confidence because they have not been shown what real discussions sound like, and they have not been given the tools to take part in these discussions. So in our classes, that's something we try to do. We expose students to as many authentic discussions as possible. Also, we teach you the skills necessary to take part in these discussions. And we actually assess you on it. Your assessment takes into consideration how authentic your discussion language is. So if you come to Monash College, really hope you have an opportunity to develop your authentic discussion skills. So then when you go to Monash University, you can make friends and really do well in tutorials and classroom discussions. Okay, I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to pass you over to one of our students, Genevieve, who's going to tell you what her experience was like in the virtual classroom. In fact, she was one of my students. So I look forward to hearing from Genevieve. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Mark. Hi, everyone. My name is Genevieve. I'm here in Zhejiang province in China. As you have just heard, I recently completed the MEB Uni program, and I'm happy to share my experience of the course. Today, I'm going to describe what it's like to study in the virtual classroom, how we took part in group assignments online, how I got involved in the online social activities, and how I was able to make great friends online. I hope my experience can help you understand the virtual classroom a little better. Okay, let's talk about the virtual classroom experience. I believe the classes were made successfully by using a range of digital learning tools. The lessons primarily happen on Zoom, but they are supported by a range of applications such as Quizlet, Kahoot, and so on. The online classes are actually quite dynamic. Another important part of virtual classroom is breakout rooms. This is when teachers divided us into smaller groups and sent us to separate online rooms to complete the teamwork activities. It's a great opportunity to enhance your communication skills, get to know your classmates better, and build your team spirit. The virtual classroom still gives students a strong academic experience. You have access to a range of resources like library, Moodle, and Amigo, where you can get access to all the course materials and online resources. And of course, the teachers will do all they can do to help you to make your learning experience successful. And my teachers were always willing to answer my questions. They carefully guide me through the course and build up my confidence. Okay, now let's talk about the group assignments. They really left a deep impression on me. You can see the 2 pictures on the right side. These are the screenshots from the task video. When we need to cooperate in class, the group can complete tasks together by sharing Google Docs and editing at the same time. Also, the group members could establish WeChat groups to communicate and cooperate together with or support each other really well. Everyone's active in understanding each other and supporting each other. Sometimes you forget that all the group members are actually from different part of the world. As for the Monash College social activities, I have to mention the club I joined. It's the cooking club. I met a lot of friends and from different countries and also learned a lot of cuisines from all over the world. It was totally new experience for me because I have never joined a virtual club online before. Every Thursday afternoon, a different member would demonstrate some cooking in front of the rest of the group. It was definitely a novel experience, which I found really enjoyable. I picked up a few delicious recipes from other members. So if you come to Monash and see a social group, my recommendation is join one. Don't be shy. Okay, I want to finish by saying a little more about making friends. I think some people might think learning online is a lonely experience, but it's really easy to make new friends in the virtual classroom. Everyone's friendly and everyone's willing to make friends with you. Even though we are all individuals, getting to know each other is actually feels like being a big family. Everyone helps each other. There's a strong team spirit. Believe me, after a few months, you will form a deep friendship with your companions. In fact, I met up with 8 of my classmates in Chengdu last week. It's really a wonderful trip. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I hope hearing about my experience has helped you understand the virtual classroom better. I hope you come and join the Monash classroom. Hope I will see you at university one day. Thank you.
Thank you, Genevieve. Always great to hear from one of my fantastic ex-students, and I hope to see her soon in Melbourne. So thank you very much, Genevieve. Okay, so to finish today, I want to talk to you briefly about the student support services at Monash College. Whether you're studying online or face-to-face, we have lots of services that will help you in your time at Monash College. We have a large team who will look at a range of different areas to help you. First of all, we have the student engagement team, who are in charge of organizing lots of groups, just like the cooking one you heard from Genevieve. But we have sports groups and music groups and computer games groups. There's lots of different things you can do online or face-to-face to get to know other people and to connect with other people. We also have lots of academic and career supports. These areas will help you do better in your studies, but also help you make good decisions about what to do next after you finish in the college and make your pathway into the university as clear and useful as possible. We also really care about your health and mental welfare. So we have counselors and student welfare services on site and online for you to access whenever you might need them. Also, we have lots of fantastic teachers who are excited to teach you, be it face-to-face or online. The teachers really enjoy connecting with the students, and it's our pleasure to help you fulfill your dreams and move on to the university. So, if you want to get some more information about what we provide, there are lots of opportunities for you to do so. You can scan the QR code seen here to find out more about the virtual classroom. Of course, you can follow us on any of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Addresses are here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email us on marketing@monash.edu/au or click on one of the links provided. Thanks very much, everyone. If you've got any questions, you can maybe put them in the chat or contact one of our teams. I hope to see you in Melbourne in the near future. Bye-bye.